Hello all, welcome to Clark Technologies, and we are very happy to announce that we are going to provide a free course for MuleSoft for all the freshers and beginners and who want to learn MuleSoft from scratch. This is entirely free course which we are going to release on day by day basis. So it will be a 30 days course. So it is very helpful for you to learn MuleSoft from scratch. And we have explained this course with the real-time project. We have built a real-time project also. In order to explain that, we have created a couple of files and project code as well. So if you want to get those files and projects, please email us with this subject line, request to share level 1 course files. Also, we have an important announcement that we are planning to release a MuleSoft advanced level 2 course very soon. So in this course we will be discussing most of the topics of MuleSoft, which will help you very well in order to complete level 2 certification as well as to work on complex real-time projects as well. So I hope you will be enjoying that course as well. So if you want to know more details about advanced level course, please contact us via mobile or email. We will be sharing those details. So without further delay, let's get started.
See what is the need of security first, then we will see all the different security strategies and different processes of protecting your data in MuleSoft, how you can achieve that. Okay, so let's take a real-time example. Let me maximize this. Just give me 1 minute. Let me maximize this. Yeah, see, for example, let's assume that you have some gold or money, or I mean bulk of gold, bulk of money, or you have some important documents like your house documents, something. You have to keep it in your house, for example. Don't argue like we will keep it in bank lock or something. Okay, just assume this scenario. Okay, you have lot of gold or lot of money or very important documents of your career or your house properties, everything. Usually what we will do, we will keep that information, we will keep that money, everything into in our birva, in our shelf. Okay, let's assume that you have to keep this. So if someone from outside, if they want to steal your money or if they want to take your money, will you allow them to directly take that money or take that data from your birva? They cannot access it directly, right? So what they have to do, they have to do all these different steps to access this, but only authorized persons only able to access the money, gold or birva. Who are the authorized persons? Your main primary members, you, your husband or your parents or your children, who have the authorization. Authorization is nothing but the permission to take that money, the permission to access that birva locker, which means you should have compulsory, you should have that key, you need to open that. Okay, so let's see what are the different stages. If some user, let's take this is some person, some other person, if he want to take that money from your birva, what from outside person, you can assume it like. So they have to first enter into your main gate entrance. Let's assume that he is a thief. Okay, so he should first enter into your main gate entrance, right? Your security guard should allow him first. If it is a gated community kind of stuff, every security guard will be there. So every security guard or watchman will be there. They will get all the information from that person who are entering into your house. If he is the valid person, authorized person, then only that security guard will allow him into this main gate entrance, right? So this is one wall of security, one layer. Then let's assume that he entered into some with some fake name or with some fake details. Let's assume that he entered into your main gate. Then what he will do? He will enter into your main door. For come to your house, you will have main door, right? So he have to first access your main door. He have that key for to open that main door. He need to open that main door and he need to enter into your house, right? So that key also he should have. That is also one kind of authorization. This is also one wall of security. Let's assume that he has a duplicate key. He stole some duplicate key of main door. Let's assume that he also able to enter into your main door. So then what will he will do? He know where the birva is located and where the gold is located in that shelf, right? So let's assume all this case. Okay, so he have to enter into your bedroom where the birva is located. So let's assume that you went to some outside out of the station, you locked your bedroom also. He has to open that bedroom also to access this gold. He have that bedroom key as well. Let's say he has the duplicate key of that bedroom also, he opened it. Then he need to enter into your Birwa area where the Birwa is located. He has to open that Birwa also with that Birwa lock, and inside that Birwa you have small locker kind of stuff. You have to open that locker door also, locker key also. Then only he can able to stole the money, stole the gold or stole the money, or take the documents from that particular locker. So to access this important information or important details about you, you have actually implemented these many kind of locks, okay, in your for your personal stuff. Let's say he is your husband. He don't he is an authorized person. He, let's say this person is your parents. He has complete authorization to your access your gold and money, okay. So what I am trying to explain here is, right, only the persons who are authorized to use this property, they only can enter into it. They only should take that money or access that gold or access that particular information. Any unauthorized persons, like you cannot I mean you cannot allow your relatives also to enter into your bedroom and then open the bureau and take that money, right? Only your parents or your primary family members will have that access, right? So just like that, for every API or every application, it has some sensitive data. Let's see this slide now. So now this gold or money is sensitive data. What is called by sensitive data? If it is some important information of that user. Let's say for bank example, let's take bank example here. So to enter into is to log in into your internet banking, you have that username and password. That will make that bank will understand you are the authorized person if you enter a correct username and password. Then only it will open up to you, and you can able to log in into that internet banking. You can able to see the your balance, and you can withdraw money, whatever all the features you want. If you can do that. Okay, so that is sensitive information. If someone knows your account number, someone knows your username and password of your network banking, if someone knows about your ATM pin, any other person, any third person will also access your money. So but you should not use that, right? So like that, those kind of details like account number or social security number or username password of your internet banking, your ATM pin, your mobile password, all this kind of information, like this is called sensitive data. It means it should be there with only the authorized person. It should not be shared with any other third person. If the third person will get to know those details, they will misuse that, right? I hope you understand this. So this is the sensitive data. We have to protect our API. This sensitive data is available in your API. Your API is your, you have to protect your API in order to used by the authorized person. In order to avoid unauthorized persons should not access your sensitive data. So for that, we have different layers of security we should implement in MuleSoft. By using different layers of security, you are going to protect your sensitive data, so that only the person, like the only the developer, as you develop the code, only the developers, only the authorized users, only the clients, they will only access this information. Third party users or any other hackers or any other person cannot access the data. Likewise, you need to protect your API by using all these layers. So how we can do that? So by default, if you deploy your application, Cloud Hub internally uses AWS, which I have discussed it already, right? So Cloud Hub internally uses AWS, and it has some kind of firewall security called VPC security or VPN security kind of stuff. We are not going to discuss about this. Okay, so by default, Cloud Hub will have security. In that Cloud Hub, you are going to implement your API, right? So to protect your API at that stage, you are going to implement API policies. We have a couple of policies to provide security here in MuleSoft to protect your API. Let's see, we will see a few policies, what are the important policies, and we will do all the hands-on for that also in this session. So by using policies, you are going to protect your API. Then let's say you have 2 to 3 APIs, they need to communicate with each other. Let's take an example of API-led connectivity. like secure system API, process API, and experience API. They need to communicate with each other to exchange the data and to send the data to the end user. In that case, you should authenticate all the three APIs also protected or authorized to each other. So that is nothing but SSL handshake. Let's say if a process API want to communicate to system API, process API should know each other. Like this is the process API, authorized process API, which should communicate to this system API, and this is the particular system API. I am going to get the information, valid authorized information from that system API, vice versa. So the two-way communication between these two APIs, they should know each other, like these two are the authorized APIs to access one another. So like that, at that stage you are going to implement SSL handshake, one way SSL, two way SSL. We have two types of it. We will see this also one by one. So that's it. So once the API is getting accessed by bypassing these policies, by authorizing this SSL handshake, then there you have your data. But even though that data is also directly not accessible by any user, we are not going to provide the plain text. Plain text means the actual details, actual value. Instead of giving that actual value, we are going to give encrypted value we are going to have in this your application data. So if this person want to access this encrypted data, that person should decrypt that data and get that information. Okay, so they have to decrypt the data by using key. We will discuss this as part of SSL handshake and all. So they have that key to decrypt the data, then only he can able to get that information. So these many layers of protection we have to provide to our API, and these actually few examples I have provided here. In MuleSoft we have many more things as well. We will going to discuss that in our advanced course. So as part of fundamentals course, as part of the basic things, basics levels of security and the major level of security, these are all the few things I have captured here. Don't assume that these are all the final stuff. So we have a lot of things to do to provide our security to our API. So but these are all the major things, these are all the important things, how you are going to apply API policy, how you can use it, how can you do the SSL one and all, how you are going to encrypt the data, how you are going to hide the data from third party user. Like that we have a lot of stuff here. So we will discuss a few things, major things, what are the day to day real time projects what we'll do, and what are the regular security policies or security stuff we are going to implement in our regular projects. We will see all these things in our course. I hope you understand why we need the security. Okay, so just assume whenever you need us, whenever we are thinking about the security perspective, just assume that your house example here, so that you will get little idea about how you can protect your data from unauthorized users. Okay, so let's start one by one how we can protect our API.
So to provide security for your properties, we can do it in two ways. One is like we can mask the properties, another way we can encrypt the properties. So what is meant by mask means, here if you can see, these are the couple of runtime properties. We have this anypoint platform client ID and client secret. These two details are also sensitive. If you want to hide something, some values, like for example this client ID client secret, if you don't want to make it visible to others, so in that case you can mask these properties, like you can display all the stars or all the dots here instead of the actual values. That is nothing but masking your properties. That we can do one way by using Studio. And another thing is like we can encrypt the properties, encrypt the property values and provide it. That is the another method. So in your in your project, maybe sometimes we need to hide couple of properties. Hide and mask both are same. So sometimes we can hide the properties. For some properties we need to encrypt them. So we will see all these two things in this video. Okay, so let's see first to hide the properties, how we can mask them. So for example, let's say we want to just mask these two values. Currently it is visible, so once we mask them it will not be visible. So first you need to make sure what are the property names, what are the values of the property names you have to hide. So you need to first capture these keys. keys will not be masked, but the values of this particular keys will be masked. Okay, so note down what are the different fields you want to mask first. Okay, so this is the client id and client secret. But remember one thing, once you give these values, it will mask them. You, even though you cannot do this as an undo step. So please make sure, before you mask any properties, make sure the keys are perfect. You selected the actual keys or not. Otherwise, it will not be unmasked. You know, you have to, you go with another name, another key name instead of using the same name. So that you need to remember. So how to mask them? So in your project, you have one file called Mule artifact.json. So here Mule min version will be there. I mean runtime version will be there by default. You have to add one more element like secure properties. Okay, and here colon, and here in the array you can mention what are the different property names you want to hide. So in our case, this is the one thing. So copy it, go to your artifact.json, put these keys in the double quotes, and then comma, you want to hide two properties now, right? So copy the another one and paste it here. So you want to add all the keys here in the mule artifact.json file, which is available at the bottom of your project, just above to the pom.xml file. So now you save it and deploy this application into Cloud Hub. Then once it is deployed, these two values will get hidden. So let's export it. I have it in download state. I'll just override it. I'll deploy again the same application by selecting the jar file. So once the new application is deployed, you cannot see these values, original values. You will show black dots or passwords kind of, because in some case you can see, like while entering the net banking password or something, once you enter the password, it will get masked. It will show only all stars or all black dots, not the original passwords, right? So just like that, we can achieve that in MuleSoft by using this method. So it is exported. As it will take some time, I can just apply changes, and then let's start looking for another topic. Let's start discussing another topic in the meanwhile before it is getting deployed. Alright, so the another topic is encrypting the properties. So we can provide security in multiple ways, as we discussed in first part of our video. So for properties at the very minimal level, we can do these two things. For the entire API, we can secure that entire API by applying multiple policies. As of now, we have seen only client-side enforcement policy, but going forward, we will see another policies also, how that can secure your API. Right. So to encrypt any properties means like, let me show you. Let's go to this property file. Here we have the database password. We have this database username, database password. So in our case, as of now, we have only database password, database username. Okay, but in real-time project, like if we extend any project, we have multiple connectors and multiple passwords also will be there. So you have to encrypt all the passwords, because passwords are case sensitive. Let's see how we can do that. So we can do it in two ways. One is like, we have a Cloud Hub tool itself, Cloud Hub URL itself, to encrypt the passwords. Remember that all the sensitive information you have to encrypt. You should not pass the actual values. So this password is the actual value. We have to encrypt it. Okay, let's see. We have a tool provided by MuleSoft, like security property encryption, maybe encryption in MuleSoft. We have a web URL. I'm just searching for the computer. Just capture it somewhere. captured somewhere. Okay, no problem. Property encryption info. We have a direct cloud hub URL. This is another method I would like to show you, but that's okay. Let's copy this URL. This is a second method which I'm talking about. Okay, let me try to find the first method. This one, secure properties generator. Right. So this is the first tool which I am talking about. I can give you this URL. We will see that first link later. Okay. So by using this, what you can do, see, you have actually two operations to secure any property. We can encrypt or decrypt. Encrypt means it will encrypt the actual password with some secured one. Decrypt means it will decrypt that secured value to the original value. So if you want to encrypt original value to the secured value, you can use encrypt operation. And we have multiple algorithms and multiple states. So just have the same default one. Don't change anything. But if you want, I mean, if your project is using some other thing, like it has some other requirement like to use for any other algorithms like blowfish or something, you can select it based on that. But default AES CBC will be there, but some projects will use blowfish algorithm also to encrypt the properties. Let's keep the default ones as of now. So you have to provide the key. Key means with which key it should encrypt the value, right? So encrypt means this key you can just remember in just your door key. So with your door key you can open the lock and you can close the lock, right? So to make your home secure, you have to use that particular key, and you have to lock the key. If you lock the key, your home is secured. No one can open the door. That is nothing but encrypt. If you want to enter into your house, what is there or something, if you want to access your house, you have to unlock the key. By using the same key, you have to unlock it. So with the key, if you can rotate it clockwise, it will unlock, right? Then your door will open. You can access the things in your house. That is nothing but decrypt. You can remember in that way. So you have to provide the key. Okay. So here, based on the algorithm, the key length will be there. We can maybe give some other some key, secure, clart. And remember, each and every environment it has its own key. For dev, we have one key. For QA, we should use another key. For prod, we should use another key. Environment specific, right? So secure clart, dev, key 123. I am just providing this key. You need to remember this key. Okay. So dev key. For now, we can see the dev environment only, right? So yeah, and value. Here the value means the actual password which you want to encrypt. So maybe, for example, let's say my password is clart123 or maybe mule123. This is my actual value. I want to encrypt this value with this key. So once you click on generate, it will generate you the encrypted value. See, invalid AES key length, it is 20 bytes. Key should be 20 letters. Here we have given less than 20, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's there. 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. Invalid key length. It is not showing what is the key length. Secure key. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It is 16 letters. You have to give the length as 16 letters. Now let's remove this. I can give div. Yes. So I have 16 letters. Just remember this length should be 16. It might be the combination of numbers, special characters, or capital letters, small letters, whatever. But the entire length should be 16. And now it is encrypted my value mule 123. So this is my encrypted value. You have to copy this encrypted value and paste it here in your property file. Okay, let's see how we can decrypt it. So now I have this encrypted value. I want to unlock the key. Means I want to enter into my house. I need to know what is the actual value. So then you can use the decrypt operation and you can give encrypted value here. Now once you click on generate with the same key, it should give you the actual value. So once you click on generate, see it has given the actual value mule 123. Likewise, you can encrypt or decrypt any of value by using this tool. But you need to remember the key. You have to encrypt and decrypt with the same key for the same environment. And algorithms also should match. You need to remember all these points together. Right? So now let's go to encrypt. Let's use the same key, but the value now this time I will encrypt this database password. So this is the password. So you can exclude the quotations, copy the original value and go to this tool, provide here, click on generate. You will get the encrypted value. Copy this. And to paste that value here, you have to follow the syntax, like you need to give exclamatory mark and open and close braces. Inside that you need to provide the value. Okay, remember this syntax. You will get the value from here, and you need, while placing that encrypted value here in the property file, what you have to do, you need to use exclamatory mark and open and close braces. Inside that you need to paste that encrypted value. This is one thing you need to remember. But before accessing this, because earlier let me just tell you where we have used it. In global.xml we have database, right? See now how we can how we have read the properties from the property file, db.host, db.port, db.user, something like that with the keys. But now whenever you use this encryption values, you have to change this syntax as well. You need to invoke these keys by using secure : and this key value. That is the syntax. You need to remember that syntax as well. But before that, you have to do one configuration. Before you, first step is what you need to do. First, you need to encrypt the passwords and generate all the values wherever it required, and place that pass value here for the particular key by enclosing it with the exclamatory mark and this braces. And your second step would be you need to add the secure configuration here. So here it is not there. So before that also you need to add secure configuration module here in your project. So go to Exchange, get your username there, and then here search for secure it should show you secure properties module that you need to add to your project as a dependency. Then you need to do the global configuration. Then you need to change the properties invocation. So all these things you have to do in your real-time project also. So please pay attention, right? Yeah, secure properties. See, one second. Mule secure configuration property extension. So select that, add that, and finish it. Now secure properties is added as a module here. Now go to your global.xml, go here, click on create. Now search for secure. Now it is showing, right? So check this one, click OK, and now here see you have to mention what is the file name and what is the key. But remember, key is also specific to environment, right?
So you can provide a key by using the runtime properties. So there I can mention like dollar secure dot key. This secure dot key value from where you are going to send, you need to send it from Cloud Hub. From here in the runtime properties you have to send it. I'll show you. See, now the masking is working. I'll come back to that part. Okay, so remember this, don't get confused. So this secure dot key you need to give from the runtime properties, but the file and remember the algorithm mode also you need to select the same one with which you have encrypted it. So you have selected AES CBC here. So you need to select the same here. And the key we can just name it as secure.key. We can pass the value from actual key value from the Cloud Hub. But file you have to follow the same structure where we have given the configuration properties. So I can just select this, give the same here, right? Click on OK. Right. Now you have done these things. Now what you need to do, you need to invoke these. Let me just stop it. It is running in the background, so it is showing some error pop-ups. Yeah, right. So what you have to do now, you need to go to your database connector where you have called all these properties. Go there, and now your syntax to read the properties from the properties file will just different. So for all the properties you can just add this syntax instead of only password. You can use for all the properties you can use secure colon colon. It's not semicolon, colon colon. In front of every property key name you need to add this SCCURE, secure colon colon, like that. You need to add this set for all the properties, even in the password. All small letters. Okay, secure colon colon. Now you have added everything here, right? Now you can deploy this application, or maybe you can change it in everywhere for all the properties you externalized. Secure colon colon. Even though if you're not encrypted, it's best practice to add for all the externalized properties. Then what are the other properties we have apart from this? Path. We have changed everything. Path and API ID. Let's add that path is there in api.xml. The another one is api.id, which is there in auto discovery, but for local deployment we comment it out, right? You can just add this here. Maybe we can uncomment it once we done all the local changes. See in the api.id na, here also you need to add secure colon colon. Save it, right? So now you have done all the required changes to make this encryption of all these values. Now let's go back to our masking topic. So we have added this client ID, client secret to mask these values, and we exported it and we deployed it. If you can see, maybe you already observed it. So if you can go back to your Cloud Hub, you can just refresh it and open your application. Go to properties. See now the values are hidden. Values are hidden. All the values are showing like dots dots dots. You cannot get these original values even later also. You have to remember that original value somewhere if you want to change it, right? So this is how you can mask the values or hide the values from the Cloud Hub if this is your requirement. But your requirement is to encrypt the values. You have to follow this process which we have done so far, right? So let's deploy this application and see how it works. Okay, so it should connect, but you have to uncomment this API auto discovery to test this in Cloud Hub. right? Okay, let's save this. Let's export this. Once it is deployed or working fine, then maybe we can commit the code. Okay, now let's trigger the same endpoint from the Cloud Hub. Once it is deployed, then you can understand if it is throwing any DB connectivity error or something, then based on that you can understand. Okay, so this is your Cloud Hub URL to get the libraries. Maybe we can test this as well. Yeah, let it export it. Yeah, and remember one thing, you have to provide this secure.key from the Cloud Hub. Secure.key, you have to give same key. Here maybe you can just give this first. Anyways, you have to deploy it 2 times. And remember one thing, you have to hide this secure key also in real time. So how you can hide this? You can add this secure.key into your mule artifact.json file as another value. Right, so once you change anything, you have to deploy this. So you need to click on apply changes. It will deploy once, then we can export that jar. We can upload that jar file and we can deploy it again. So anyway, it will take 2 different deployments. So let's wait this to be deployed. Let me put it on hold. Once it is deployed, I'll resume the. I'll just open the logs. So once it is deployed in Cloud Hub, maybe I can resume the video, right? Yeah, so now it is deployed with this particular property, secure.key. Now you need to you need to deploy your actual application. So let me just export it again. And remember, in your dev environment, you will have one key. Prod environment, you will have one key. Stage environment, you will have another key. Password might be same in some cases, but usually password will also change for each and every environment. But some cases password might remains the same, but the secure keys will change for each and every environment. You need to make sure that. Right, so I just exported it again just for safe side. So upload the file, upload it, and now deploy it again. Now the secure properties changes also deployed. It will take some time to deploy. So as I said earlier, this is one method by using this Cloud Hub tool, UI tool. But earlier, because this tool is recently released, but earlier the old method which we are going to follow is by using this tools jar file. We have to download this tools jar file somewhere, and then through some commands, maybe let me show you those commands. By using few commands, we are going to encrypt or decrypt these values or entire file earlier. Right, let me show you that method as well. So you need to first download this secure properties.jar file. Then we have these commands to encrypt a value. You need to run this command by using key and algorithms and all. Right, let's just cross verify that as well in the meanwhile before it is getting deployed, because it will take some time to deploy, right? Before that, let's do this as well. So I'll copy this. I have already copied this URL, right? Here, yeah, what you need to do, this is the second method. So what you need to do, you need to first download this secure properties tools jar file. Once you click on this, it will get downloaded here. All right, now go to your downloads. Here it is. Just copy it and paste it somewhere.
anything, like you can take any folder, maybe. Okay, maybe I can take it as like I just name it as secure. I'll paste it here and just remove this one. Okay, so now what you need to do, you need to go to this path, this command path. Okay, type cmd and enter. It will navigate through this path. So if you don't have access to this particular UI tool, you can do it in command prompt also. How you can do, you need to first take any command. See, to encrypt single value, you have to run this command, but here you need to make sure this is the string. This you need to remove if you want to, because by using this tool you can encrypt each and every value, or you can encrypt entire file itself. That is advantage of this tool. But this UI tool, you can encrypt only one value at a time. But by using this jar file, which you are going to see, you can encrypt entire property file, entire dev.yaml, entire local.yaml, or entire prod.yaml. You can encrypt the entire values of the file, the values of entire file at a time. Right? So to do that, we have multiple commands. So to encrypt single value, this is the command. To decrypt single value, this is the command. To encrypt complete file, this is the command. But you just observe, till here it is same. You should not change anything. Till here, till here it is same, right? Then you need to remember, next argument is string. If you want to encrypt single value, you need to provide string here, encrypt or decrypt. If you want to encrypt entire file, you need to, instead of string, you need to pass file as the argument. This you need to remember as per your requirement. Then if you want to encrypt the file, you need to use encrypt keyword. If you want to decrypt the file or decrypt the single value, you have to use decrypt keyword. Then you have to pass this algorithm and code. See, as I said earlier, a few projects will use blowfish. So that's why I just captured blowfish here. But you can use the same thing. Let's just compare with the same value if we are getting the same result or not. So algorithm is AES, state or code means CBC. Okay, so let's copy this entire command. Let me just type here only. So let's modify it accordingly as per our requirement. So this entire command till here it is same. You don't need to change anything. I want to encrypt single value, so string. I want to encrypt, so I need to use encrypt. And algorithm, this time I have to use which algorithm? AES algorithm. So instead of blowfish, in my requirement it is AES. So you need to change that. The code by default to CBC, so I can just keep it CBC. And now this is the key. Earlier I just used myclark key as the example. Now what is our key? This is the key. So copy this key. Your next argument is this key. And in the quotation, you need to give value, which value you want to encrypt. So I want to encrypt this value now. So you need to use this. So now copy this entire command. Go to that command prompt where your secure property tool is available. So that is why you just go to command prompt from here. And you can just normally use a new command prompt and navigate the path till here. Anything is fine. The main goal is the command prompt path should be there here where the secure property tool jar file which we have downloaded is available. So this is the path. In D drive secure folder, I have the tools jar file. So now I went there. So now you just paste that command and click enter. See, it will show you this encrypted value. Let's compare these two. We just minimize. So these two results are same. Sorry. So these two results, let me just see, these two values are same. BVMK something. So you can follow any method, but the main goal is to
encrypt the value, decrypt the value. You should know the process. You can use this UI tool, or you can use this secure.properties jar file, right? So maybe in the same way we can just use the same thing, I mean same command. Instead of encrypt, you can write it like decrypt. It will decrypt the value. But now this time you need to pass the encrypted value as the input. So copy this. Instead of original value, you have to pass encrypted value. So now it will show you the actual value. Why are I ending with what happened? 2, 3, 4, decrypt. Now you got the original value, right? But why this question mark came? That's okay. Okay, just to compare this. Okay. So if you want to encrypt entire file, let's see that command also. So to encrypt all the values of this local.yaml file, what you can do, you can copy this file into the same folder where this jar file is available, and paste that file here. Now go to your commands to encrypt a complete file. This is the command, right? So till here there is no change, but the thing is, let me copy. So I just copied the entire command. So instead of blowfish, you are going to use AES, and here the key, you need to use your key, which is this one, and the file name, which file you want to encrypt. You have to pass this file name. Which file? Now I want to encrypt local.yaml file. So just you give that name. And the next file name is new file name. Once it is encrypted, what is the file name it should generate? Like that. So local encrypted.yaml. We just give this value. Let's copy this command. Go to command prompt and see, remember here instead of string now we are using file, because we want to encrypt complete local.yaml file, and I want to generate a new file like local-encrypt.yaml. Just enter. Now you will not get any response here because it will generate a new file and paste it in the same folder. Now let's open it. See, all the values of this particular property file is getting encrypted, and it is automatically added the syntax also, the exclamatory mark and the braces. Okay, this is how you can encrypt entire file. Or else if you want to encrypt a single value one by one, and you can follow this syntax like exclamatory and this braces. Inside that you need to place the value. Let's see if our application is deployed. Yeah, it is deployed. Now let's run this, because we already encrypted the values of our database password by using this cloud tool, online tool, instead of the jar file, right? But let's test it once. So go to Postman. Let's test this get libraries functionality. This is the Cloud Hub URL we have. So yeah, now you got the response, right? So in the runtime, it automatically decrypt the password. You don't see any errors here as well, right? So in the runtime, what happened? It automatically decrypt the password with the secure.key which you have provided. Here with this key, it automatically unlock the password and it sent to the database connectivity. The database connectivity is successful, so it can able to pull the data. So now we have run this Cloud Hub URL, we got the response. It means in Cloud Hub also the secure.key is working fine. But for local testing, you don't need to use any key as secure keys and all. It is just for our local testing. So instead of before deploying it in Cloud Hub or any other deployment method which you are following, deployment model, maybe runtime fabric or maybe on-premise or maybe hybrid, you should follow this process. You need to encrypt all the values. Okay, you need to use this secure properties placeholder, and in while reading that properties also, you need to change that what is that, change the syntax to secure colon colon. You have to remember all these things. You need to follow these things for each and every project of all the sensitive data, client secrets, all the passwords, all the client secrets, and or any other secure keys, trust store passwords, key store passwords, like that. If any information which is sensitive, you should follow this process. You should encrypt the properties for sure in your real-time projects as well. So as this is working fine, let's commit the code. Sorry, I just clicked on wrong one. So whenever you do the testing, whenever if your code is working fine, don't forget to commit the code. Otherwise you will lose some code if some issue happen. So git add dot directly I will run warning. Yeah. Git status modifier git add dot I okay, no problem. So git commit -m secure property encryption changes. Right, I will push the code now to the remote repository, git push origin. So every day as a developer, this is your task. Once you are done with any single piece of code which is working fine in local, which is working fine in dev, you should commit your code right away instead of losing the code and instead of staying that code in your local system. Right. So I hope you enjoyed this session. You understand or you learned new things about the securing properties and all with by using different ways. You can just practice them very well by using this tool as well as this jar file. I'll maybe email you these details. Also, you can just keep them in the description box as well, just for your reference. The first link is to download the jar file. The second link is the online tool. Right, and I'll paste all the commands as well. Okay, and I have mentioned the syntaxes also here to um, make you understand little better. Maybe I can just copy this. I can mention it like online tool, and this tool's chart file is command prompt encryption tool. Okay, just to make you understand better. Okay, so I will save it. I'll provide this in the description, as well as I'll send you this file maybe if you want. Right, let's meet in another video. Let's continue from there. Thank you.